Tonight's test, we're going to go to, I think it's called, well, I'm going to butcher the name, but I believe it's called Dresdek Design, New York City for Xplane. I have the same scenery for P3D, so I'm kind of curious to see how it performs under Xplane 11. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and do a new flight. For this test round, I'm gonna stick with, let me see, not stick with, let's gonna try the, no, maybe I'll just stick with, with the standard Cessna Skyhawk. Time of day, I'll leave that alone. Let's change the location here to somewhere around New York, KJFK. And let's change the departure point. Let's go ahead and do South Cargo 1, although it's or north. No, let's do the north ramp. And let's go ahead and start flight. Alright, hang on a sec. Go get my kitty off the... Oh, there he goes. Anyway. I guess my cat loves the warmth from my PC. As you can see here, it's taken a while to load up New York. Kind of to be expected. It is a fairly large and complex scenery add-on. Let me turn off track IR for a moment. Actually, no, let's go ahead and go to external view. Okay, so this is New York. Oops. Okay, so this is the default JFK. Not really sure why there's nothing here, but I don't see any buildings. Anyway, let's go ahead and proceed. Maybe that's just a glitch. We got our clouds. There we go. So it looks like X Enviro kicked in. Let's see if we can take a look and see cruise around New York. My rudder pedals are still very sensitive right now. I'm not sure what's going on there, but New York. Still getting some stutters here. I may have a cure for that. it's showing it locked at 30, which is what I would expect from my VSync. But how I was able to kind of get around it last time was I went to the settings here and changed the default monitor setting to 4K 60 Hertz. And that seemed to smooth things out. I don't really understand why, because my VSync, my monitor normally operates at 30, but as you can see, it makes quite a difference in the color. Not sure if I like this more. I think I should prefer it to being a little bit darker like this. But I don't understand the reason why. My monitor can operate at 60 Hertz at 4K without a problem. But anyway, I'm not going to argue. So this is New York City by Dreswicki Designs. Apologies for butchering the name. Strobes on, taxi off, avionics on. Looks like we have a cabin light on. Don't really understand why. I'm not sure what's going on there. As you can see, there's quite a bit of building density here. I do have shadows turned off, again, because I don't particularly like them. I would like to bump up the HDR one notch, but my frame rate, as you can see, I'm running around 32, 33 right now, so bumping this up one notch is going to have quite an impact on that. No, actually not as bad as impact I thought it was. 2930. This is actually looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and go to an external view. Zoom out a little bit. Oops. Around. As you can see, that's a lot of building density. I hate to see what it's like at maximum objects, but that's quite a few objects right there, and I'm running about 35 frames a second, so that's definitely nice. Let's throttle back a bit here. The good thing here is there's not much Z fighting. Some scenery, like the Mr. X's K-Boss, there was a lot of Z fighting. This one, there doesn't seem to be quite as much. Not, oh, there's some road traffic. There we go. Frame rate rise, we're still around 34, which is pretty good. Let's go ahead and I'm kind of curious to see what my VRAM usage and what my VAS usage is at. The only way I can do that is switch to window mode. And let's go ahead and bring up, oops, not Fraps, Process Explorer. And actually, I'm going to sort it by name. Let's take a look at what we got here. Oh, there we go. Okay, so ignore the GPU usage. That number is actually not accurate. It'll always stay at 100%. I don't know why. Obviously, it's not monitoring OpenGL correctly. What is a little surprising here is my GPU VRAM usage is only 1.2. That's got me a bit puzzled. However, my virtual size, I'm at 15 gigs. And my system currently only has 16 gigs of RAM. So, I realize that's virtual size. So, you know, that could include, you know, paging files and stuff like that. So, but it's definitely a good reason to upgrade to 32 gigs of RAM. Xplane apparently will use it if you're loading a big, huge scenery like this one. And if you want to take a quick look at the CPU usage, it's fairly even. It doesn't seem to matter where I fly. It, you know, hovers right around the you know, 50 to 30% mark. Got some strange stuttering. I look in the side view. I'm not sure what it's about. But there again, I am running this in the background. So anyway, you can see the utilization here. Like for some reason, the last hyperthread is really active, 57%. And core 1, again, this should be the threaded core. It's core 0, 1, 2, 3. Typically core 0 will be the real core, 1 will be the logical or the threaded core, hyper-threaded core. There, let's go ahead and shut that off. Shut this off. Let's go back to full screen mode. Oops, yeah, that seemed to be a little bug with how the screen gets resized, but if you can resize it, you should get your bar back. Alright, let's go back to, let's go back to full screen mode. Remember, we're still at 60 Hertz here. Hit done, there we go, and we're back. Yeah, it looks like there's a little shadow issue happening there. The cockpit goes from bright to dark. Still, all in all, I know I'm in a default aircraft, not a bad default aircraft, and this is a fairly complex scenery. Actually, I'd say more than fairly. This is probably the most complex scenery I've encountered in any flight sim, Prepare 3D or Xplane 11. Both exhibit, well, actually, I should say both. In Prepare 3D, the same scenery has a issue with the textures swapping in and out. And I believe that's done to try to save on VAS. Obviously in Xplane 11 it's 64 bits, so there's no need to keep swapping textures in and out, and you get a nice consistent set of textures. Like I say, you can see some AA issues along the cables for the bridge here, but you know, it's only 2x. That's fairly common for 2x AA, even at 4K res. I would love to turn the AA up a notch, but frame rates will suffer. And keep in mind, I am using HDR with SS ambient occlusion, which I believe is the highest you can go for HDR. Let me just double check that. Yeah, so it's maximum HDR SSAO. I'll crank this texture quality up to no compression and see if that does anything to the frame rates. It does appear to have a slight impact, maybe 2 or 3 frames. Visually, I can't see much difference. It does look really nice though, I gotta admit that. And we're back up to 30 here, so maybe the compression didn't really have any effect, but that's not bad. Alright, so let's go ahead and shift it over to nighttime and see what goes on. Alright, here we go. I'm not too fond of the orange haze. It just looks kind of weird. But if you step it one notch more, there you go. Much more improved. It looks like the sky is still getting some kind of purplish. Oh, there we go. It's gone now. That looks better. So let's go ahead and fly through New York. Got a strange haze layer there. I don't know if that's might be an X Enviro. I'm not really sure, but gotta keep in mind this is beta, and X Enviro is a beta version for this beta. Alright, let's go ahead and bring it a little bit lower. See what we can see. So it's actually pretty good. This is maximum uncompressed textures. I don't know if that actually makes a difference to the visuals. I didn't really notice a big difference. Let's go ahead and go back to window mode. Let's just take a quick look. Full screen. Alright. Flight simulator window. There we go. Alright, back into window mode here. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the VAS usage numbers. Oh, so my VAS doesn't have a 16 gigs, and my dedicated VRAM is only 1.5 gigs. I don't really understand that again. Perhaps it's just a problem with how Process Explorer is reading the information. I don't really know. Anyway, let's go ahead and full screen this again. Done. Alright, back to full screen mode. Where to go? I have no idea if a Cessna will fit through these buildings. Let's see. Apparently it does. Well, let's go check out the Statue of Liberty. Give her some flaps here. Well, as you can see, pretty nice scenery. Frame rate's fairly smooth, 30. Yeah, this is a good stress test. I realize this is a default aircraft, but that's okay also. And this is still beta with beta add-ons, so the fact it ran this well is actually pretty impressive. Actually, I guess it's not a big screen TV. It's the Dresdick Designs logo. Perhaps this is where they wish they worked, I don't know. There's their logo.